I keep reading that I need a mentor. Every successful person says, find a mentor. But how? The people I admire are directors, senior engineers, successful artists. They feel like they're on a different planet. Why would they ever have time for someone like me? I haven't even finished my degree. It feels like standing at the bottom of a huge wall with no door. What do you even say? Hi, you're amazing. Can you please guide my entire career? It's terrifying.
So the goal is to find one important person and ask them for a huge commitment.
Exactly. And it feels impossible.
What if that isn't the goal at all? Most students believe they need to find a mentor. It sounds like a quest for one perfect, wise guide.
Yes, that's how it feels. A wise teacher who shows you the secret path.
That idea is the source of the pressure. It's what makes you freeze, because you're trying to solve the wrong problem.
The wrong problem? But finding a mentor is the advice everyone gives.
The advice is good. Our interpretation is often wrong. The real problem isn't finding a mentor. It's the fear of being rejected when you ask for help. But that fear comes from thinking you have to ask for something huge.
Okay, so if I'm not asking them to be my mentor, what am I asking for?
Let's start with who you are asking. You have a list in your head of these untouchable top-level experts.
Right, the people who have already achieved everything I want to achieve.
That's a common starting point, but it's like a beginner trying to learn guitar by asking a rock star for private lessons. The distance is too big. The expert's experience is from 20 years ago. Their advice might not even be relevant to you today.
So I shouldn't look for an expert?
You should look for a map, not a guide. And the best map comes from someone who has just finished the journey you are starting, someone who is maybe 2 or 3 years ahead of you.
Like a recent graduate from my university? Or someone in their first or second job in the field I want to enter?
Exactly. Their memory of being a beginner is fresh. The challenges they faced are the same ones you are facing now. Their advice is immediate and practical.
That already feels less scary. They don't seem so untouchable. But the question is still there. How do I even start the conversation?
You change your goal. Instead of trying to get a mentor, try to collect an insight. Just one. Your mission is not to secure a long-term relationship. It's to ask one good question that can help you this week.
One question?
One specific question. Not how do I become successful, but I saw in your profile you worked on the Alpha project. I'm really interested in that kind of work. What was the most surprising skill you needed for it?
That's much smaller. It feels more manageable.
It changes your entire posture. You are no longer asking for a huge unpaid job called mentor. You are a curious person asking for a single piece of information. It makes the way you approach them completely different.
So the first step is to forget the word mentor. Just find people a few steps ahead and approach them with one specific question.
Yes, the pressure disappears when the goal is a 5-minute answer, not a 5-year commitment.
Okay, I can see how that helps with the fear of asking, but it brings up another feeling. I feel like I'm just taking from them. I'm asking for their time, their knowledge. I have nothing to give back.
The belief that you have nothing to offer is the second big wall students build for themselves.
But it's true, isn't it? A student has no real value to a professional.
Professionals are not looking for value in the way you think. They are not looking for you to give them business advice or a new skill. They are often disconnected from the world you are in.
What do you mean?
A young professional who is 5 years into their career has already forgotten what it's like to be a student today. What classes are being taught? What are companies asking for in interviews right now? What is the mood and energy of the next generation? You have that information. You are a window into a world they have left behind.
So just by being a student, I have a perspective that might be interesting to them?
It's more than interesting. It's a form of connection. When you ask for their insight, and then you share a little about your own world, a natural exchange happens. There's a sense of reciprocity.
I never thought of it like that. I just felt like a beggar asking for help.
Think about it this way. Someone helps you. You use their advice, and a month later you send them a short message. Hi, Alex. I used that advice you gave me about my portfolio. It really helped, and I just got a great mark on my project. Thank you so much.
Okay, I would definitely do that. It's just polite.
It's much more than polite. For the person who helped you, that message is a gift. It tells them their time was valuable. It tells them they made a real impact. That feeling is rare and powerful. That is what you give back. You give them the closure of knowing their help mattered.
So the reciprocity isn't about me offering them a skill. It's about me showing them the result of their generosity.
Exactly. And that simple act is what built a bridge from a single conversation to a real relationship.
This all makes sense in theory.
Find someone relatable, ask for an insight, not a mentor, and send a short, genuine message. But what if I do all that and they just say no? Or worse, they don't reply at all? If this is true, why do good students still struggle? It still feels like a risk. The silence would feel like proof that I'm not worth their time.
Does it? Or does it just feel like they're busy?
I guess I would take it personally.
And that's a very common feeling. But let's reframe it. A no or no reply is not a judgment on you. It is information. It might mean the person is on holiday or is overwhelmed with work or is not the kind of person who enjoys this sort of thing. It's data. It is not a verdict on your potential.
So I should just not care?
You should care about your process, not the outcome of any single request. Was your message clear? Was it respectful? Did you ask a good question? If you did those things well, you succeeded. The response is not in your control.
My success is in the asking, not the getting.
Yes. And if one person says no, you have a whole list of other interesting people who are just a few steps ahead of you. You can try again. This process is not about one perfect shot. It's about taking many smart shots. It requires you to be proactive, not just hopeful.
Being proactive feels more powerful than just waiting and worrying.
It is. So let's put the system together. It starts by forgetting the big, scary word, mentor.
Instead, my goal is to collect insights, like collecting ingredients for a recipe.
A good way to think about it. And you get those insights by having short, focused conversations with people who are just a little further down the road.
And I start those conversations with a short, genuine request for a small amount of their time, like 15 minutes, not a vague request for help.
Correct. Then, during the conversation, you listen more than you talk. And afterwards, you build a bridge of reciprocity, not by offering them something you think is valuable, but by simply showing them their advice was valuable to you. A thank you note, an update a month later.
And if I do this with a few different people, what happens then?
You will have a small network of people you can talk to. Most of those will be friendly acquaintances who gave you good advice once, but one or two of those relationships might deepen.
Because of the follow-up?
Yes, because you've built trust and respect over time. You found a way to sustain the connection. After 2 or 3 of these small, helpful conversations over many months, the relationship starts to look and feel a lot like mentorship, but it happened naturally. No one had to make a big, scary promise.
So a mentorship isn't something you ask for. It's something that grows out of a series of small, low-pressure conversations.
That's it. You didn't ask for a mentor. You earned one.
The whole approach feels different now. The idea of being proactive and sending a short, genuine message to someone who's just a couple of years older than me. That doesn't feel impossible.
And it's a repeatable process. You can do it throughout your career. Every time you face a new challenge, you can find someone who is just a few steps ahead and has a fresh map for you.
You're not trying to find one guide for the entire journey. You're just asking for directions to the next town.
A beautiful way to put it. This removes the pressure to find the perfect person. You just need the right person for right now. And it honors the idea of reciprocity because you're not taking endlessly from one source.
It's a much more sustainable way to learn. I can see how making the first approach is easier when I know it's just one small part of a bigger, more patient strategy.
And that patience is key. A genuine relationship cannot be rushed.
So I don't need to find a mentor tomorrow. I just need to find one person, think of one good question, and send one short email. I can do that. I can do that this afternoon. It feels like the wall I saw is gone. There's just a small, simple first step.
And that's all you ever need. Hello, everyone. We hope that conversation felt helpful.
We're curious about what other challenges you're facing as a student or a young professional. What's on your mind?
Let us know in the comments. We read them all, and your questions might become the topic for our next episode.